Hi, I'm Dean Bushmiller with Expanding Security, and we're going to talk about cyber defense auditing policies and practices. So let's get started. From a conceptual standpoint, we're reviewing records, activities, and controls of our organization. We're trying to figure out whether we have adequate controls in place and that we are complying with written directives. So that's where the compliance comes in. What we'd like to do is go further than that in the audit and evaluate whether the controls are managing the risk in our environment. If we look at audit, really think of it as the act of a third party. This could be internally, externally, but it has to be dispassionate. When we talk about auditability, we're collecting and making available necessary evidence related to the operation and use. That means that we're probably going to reach into logs, so it's necessary that we have logs and they continue before the auditor gets there, they continue after the auditor gets there, and they started before they got there. That usually means that we're going to have some sort of instrumentation for logging where we feed all those logs into some sort of mechanism. Now, this has happened in security events and incident management along with our operational data to go ahead and make sure that we're secure. We're also doing this for our compliance efforts too. When we talk about verifying compliance, let's break it down first into the general process. So is the organization following the policy? And we'll pick one functional policy, and that's going to be the information logging standard. And then there's going to be a functional policy statement. All computer access is logged. Okay, that seems reasonable for us. Now we have the metadata that proves that statement. And that's going to look something like this. This is in an old event viewer out here. And you can go, okay, well, that's the place right there, that's where the user logged in and we see them logging in. Okay, there needs to be a technical verification of this in a lot of cases. So what I would do if I was the auditor of your organization, I would clear the log, I'd perform the access, I'd check the log and look for the metadata if it's present. Okay, so now that's the technical verification of this. Some auditors come in and say, show me the metadata and that's good enough for me and I'll run away after that. But they have the right to go all the way to the technical level to verify that the control is working on every single control and making sure that matches up with your policy. What are the outcomes of this? Well, we agree. The control was supposed to be there and it was. We disagree. The control was supposed to be there and you couldn't prove it. It may have been there, but it may have been misconfigured. So we have a finding or a gap at that point. Now, realize that gaps are not bad unless they cause harm. We'll talk about the results of the audit at the end of this presentation. I hope you'll join me for the entire presentation.